Hey everyone, welcome to week 69. Today is day 4. This is Thursday. This is our 4th day in our ongoing study week. The subject for our week has been elephants. We started with single elephants Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday we did a couple of elephants dueling it out. And today we're going to do a herd of elephants. So we're going to try to understand them as a whole. So we'll see how we do.
Okay, let's get started. This is day 4. This is our 4th day on our study week. And remember, the subject of our study, the focus of our study for this week is the amazing elephant. And what seemed to be arbitrary, what seemed to be an absolutely random choice, proved to be perfect. This was the perfect start for something that I think has been very much so present in almost like every single week of our Painted Lives project, which is that even though the weeks are themed, even though we try to give some sense of direction to all these weeks, and we try to tie all the 5 paintings that we do every week together with a specific theme, in reality, all we want to do is just to find an excuse to paint. And once we have that excuse, it is only through painting that we find our true purpose. And I have to be honest, the voiceovers help a ton. I would have never imagined that it was this important to do a voiceover. At the beginning, I thought, well, we're going to do videos, and we can't just upload videos of me painting. I was in the wrong in this one. I always told Danny, no, I want the videos to be real time. I think people are going to want to watch painting in real time. I mean, I was an idiot. The Scorsese of painting, I thought people are going to love just watching this brush slowly and gently sort of look for a color and then mix it in the palette and then very, very slowly place it in the substrate. I thought that was going to be riveting. And the truth is, of course not. We do 20-minute videos, and all the stats show that people watch about 10, 12 minutes of those 20-minute videos. So I don't know how they measure that, but they're either watching them at 2 times the speed, or they, watch the beginning of the painting and then they scrub to see what the final painting looks like. So Danny was right when she told me, you know what? We have to do shorter videos. People are not really going to want to watch every single day a 4-hour video. Nobody has time for that. And at the beginning, we kind of reached a compromise where I think that we were doing like 40, 30 some odd minute videos. And I liked those because I kind of come from a history of loving podcasts or just putting something on YouTube and keeping it there as company. I have a bunch of channels and websites and podcasts that I've watched and heard throughout the years, and I've grown attached to those. And this is probably just me, but I love when a weekly podcast is about 3 hours long. That to me is absolute perfection. I used to adore those when I would have to commute, when I would have to take the bus to go to the university to teach, because that was about an hour and 15 minutes each way. So I needed around 2.5 hours every day of company so that those bus rides would feel a little more manageable. And those podcasts provided me with company. And I always felt, and I still do, that there is this closeness to these people that are essentially strangers. But to me, and this is after years and years of listening to them, I feel like I know them. And that's something really, really cool. So I think that at the beginning, my hope was that people can get to know us, that through painting, we can just share a space where people can get to know us. And maybe people are doing their laundry, or maybe people are studying for a midterm, or maybe people are painting while they're listening to us, paint. But I always felt that if we could provide company for other people, and if we could speak about something that we can all share, even like people that don't paint, I mean, if they want to hear about what happens around painting, I thought that it would be amazing. I mean, the podcasts I listen to, they're always about stories. So I always thought that as long as painting could become a daily story, it was bound to become this ritual where we could get to know each other. And that to me was awesome. So as I was saying, I never realized how important for the process was that after the paintings were painted, I would sit down and try to not really make sense of the paintings, but try to contextualize what I was trying to do in like a bigger sense of painting. Sometimes the paintings would revolve around something super specific. And I feel totally fine if I focus in on this very single subject matter and talk about it for, 15, 20 minutes. But sometimes a painting will just throw back at me all these ideas that help me redefine the act of painting. I think that these voiceovers have been nothing but essential in trying to understand myself as a painter constantly. I always put myself to test every single day. And every single day, I want to feel like I can come out the other side I don't want to say a better painter, but I want to say a painter that is far more conscious of what painting means to me. I'm far more comfortable with the role that painting plays in my life. And I don't think any of that would have been possible if I didn't try to talk, if I didn't try to verbalize what I was feeling, and if I didn't try to put into words the findings that I would encounter with every single painting session. Because those findings can be learnings and, they could teach me and enrich my process. Or those findings can be shortcomings and they can be sources of frustration. And I have to recognize those and I have to notice why they keep repeating themselves and try and see if I can prepare myself better in order for me to overcome them in some way. This was an obstacle and it was asking of me to do these particular things. And I'm going to try to work on those things. And I'm going to see if after a number of paintings, I'll be able to surpass that small obstacle. And that feeling is amazing. It has nothing to do with feeling that you can surpass it. It has to do with accumulating all those experiences and knowing that that knowledge is now a part of you. As important as a painting has been the voiceover. And if I have to be honest, even though I wanted to talk for like 4 hours every day, with every single painting session that was real time, I love to talk. It's not that I like the sound of my voice. Honestly, I hate the sound of my voice. I'm even like embarrassed when I see one of my videos. I don't like how I look. I don't like how I sound. I don't like how I paint. I'm super, super insecure about those things. So if anything, I'm like super grateful now that I realized if you would have had to do 4 hours of voiceovers every single day, that would have been crazy. You know what I could do? And this is something that we've talked with Danny. If, for example, just throwing it out there, year 3 could be some sort of mix of some videos or some live painting sessions where we just hang out and I'm just painting and Danny's in charge of the chat and she moderates everything and we can just talk, and we can talk about painting, we can talk about the creative process, we can talk about what we're trying to learn for that week, and we can have a community that respectfully, this is very important, respectfully can communicate with each other and grow through painting. That would be awesome. That would be super cool because I think that that's a little bit easier when we have a lot of people and we just communicate with each other. I think 3 hours, 4 hours is nothing. It feels like absolutely nothing. But if it's just me yapping for 4 hours every day, oh my God, I would drive you guys insane. I'm sure a lot of you mute me already. I'm here for the painting. Just please shut up and paint. But that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about today's painting. I've been having a blast. I didn't expect this, but I've been loving painting elephants. It's been a perfect excuse to talk about structure and strength. A structure that I don't even know about. Like I told you on day 1, I'm not looking at bone structure, muscle groups. I'm not looking at any of those things, but I'm trying to recognize intuitively how an elephant body works in terms of its mechanics. And like I said on Monday, I'm not completely ignorant about anatomy. I taught drawing from life for about 15 years. It is something that I love and I enjoy. So when I see an animal, I can do a bit of comparative anatomy. I'm grasping at straws at some points, but I can have a sense of how a body works and how it differs from the human body. So, for example, yesterday's painting was amazing. Just feeling like what I was painting was this encounter between these two incredibly powerful forces. For me, because I'm a total geek, it was Hulk versus Thing. And I don't want to flex, but I do have this comic book because I love Hulk and I love Thing. And I actually have 2 sideshow comic kits, one of Hulk and one of Thing. So that makes me super, super cool. And I know nobody cares about that, but I wanted to say that. But just seeing 2 elephants just like duel it out and watching videos, oh my God, it's incredible. It really is 2 mountains just, banging against each other. For example, in yesterday's painting, I just absolutely loved that they looked like wrestlers. So the elephant would drop its hips because they are essentially slamming their heads together. The one that has more weight eventually just wins over the smaller one. It's incredible how they are essentially wrestlers. And so in order for them to not be budged by the other elephant, to not be moved, they just kind of drop their hips and they open their hind legs, they spread them out, and it's incredible. So you see this stance that they take to give themselves like lower center of gravity and better footing. It's amazing. It almost feels like all of us animals share this very violent nature. And the only thing that I could think of when I was looking at these 2 elephants was Francisco Goya's painting of these 2 guys that are just swallowed by the landscape. I mean, the whole landscape looks like quicksand. They are fighting for territory. They are fighting for a sense of place. And they are willing to just kill each other with these clubs, with these cudgels. That Goya painting is, to me, one of the most amazing paintings in the sense that I feel that is human nature. That is us. If aliens landed on planet Earth and we had to show them a painting that truly reflects who we are, I mean, we could show them a bunch of paintings that are beautiful, but we all know that's not real. We all know that's not real. I mean, we do have the ability to be compassionate and caring and kind, but let's be honest, we are savages. I think the painting that perfectly shows who we are, it's this Goya painting. Because in the end, it represents us as the animals that we are. We are no different than these 2 elephants that were fighting to know who the alpha bull is. We're exactly the same. So it was amazing because it's been a small journey. I mean, with today's painting, I've done 4 paintings, but it's a journey nonetheless where I started with shapes on Monday, and then I started to understand the character and the gesture on Thursday. Then I put all that character and expression and gesture to use. And then I said, what better way to understand all the potential of all this energy than to clash it with another source of energy? So it's been a wild ride. And for today, because we've been trying to sort of add on this idea of individuality and then gradually understand how that singularity disappears when you understand the elephant not as a single being, but as a small part of a herd. I mean, this is a small, huge part of a herd, but a parade of elephants nonetheless. So for today, I wanted to do elephants that are slowly dissolving into this night, and they are making part of this landscape. They are inhabiting their environment. And it was amazing to try to understand these shapes not as contours that defined elephants. I had to try and pick those tiny little moments that, when put together at the end, would configure an elephant herd. So with the little knowledge that I've gathered, I was trying to tap into this idea of the essence of an elephant and how that essence presents itself to us when we see not just a single elephant, but again, a herd, a parade of elephants walking through this landscape in the darkness of the night. It was a really nice painting to do. So this was a muted version of the incredible night paintings that we have referenced in past videos of Remington, Frederick Remington, who is one of my absolute favorite American painters / illustrators in the turn of the century. He is absolutely incredible. And those night paintings, oh my God, they are gorgeous. So we took some of that Remington, Harvey Dunn, Schoonover energy, and we tried to sprinkle it in this very simple conception of a herd of elephants. So this was a very nice painting to do, based on the information that I've kind of been able to recognize from the past 3 paintings. So very happy with today's painting. That's going to be it for today. Join us tomorrow where we finish off this week. Tomorrow we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to try, emphasis on try, I'm going to try to do a very simple fantasy-based illustration. I'm going to do some character design, maybe. I mean, I'm not a character designer. I shouldn't even be saying that. I'm absolutely terrible at that. This is very bare bones character design. It's more like a tonal piece, I would say, maybe. But I think it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm going to try, again, emphasis on try, to channel some of my Hellboy fanboyness, oh God, and see if we can create a character that could be part of the Hellboy in Hell series. So wish me luck. We'll see how we do tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.